What if the difference between being a good affiliate and a top affiliate came down to how well you tell your story or when you send one single email? In part two of our $5.7 million launch breakdown, we're revealing the next level strategies that turn browsers into buyers, including what worked on Cart Close Day, how to find your hottest leads, and why your personal story might be your most powerful sales tool. If you're ready to take your affiliate program and your business to the next level, well, you're in the right place. I'm Matt McWilliams, best-selling author and 4-time Affiliate Manager of the Year, and I have built dozens of affiliate programs from the ground up to over $1 million a month. I'm here to show you how you can do it too. Let's get started. Hey, welcome back to part two of our $5.7 million affiliate launch secret series, where I'm going to show you kind of behind the scenes a little bit on one of the biggest and most successful launches that I've ever been a part of, that we've ever run. This was a massive launch, over $5.7 million in revenue, and we learned a ton along the way. And so for the first time ever, as I mentioned in the last episode, we're opening up the vault. We're sharing everything. Until now, this content was available only to our private members, but for this series, I wanted to make this available to everyone. So like I mentioned before, this is a 7-part series, and trust me, every single episode is worth listening to. Whether you're an affiliate manager, you're doing both, there is so much here for you, okay? So the first 2 parts, as a reminder, including today's episode, are a recap of what we did during the launch, some of the behind the scenes strategies, the decisions, the lessons we learned from affiliates to, again, produce a almost $6 million launch. Then we've got a special bonus episode. That's part 3, where I talked about opt-in bonuses to grow your email list. That's a behind the scenes training that we actually shared with affiliates during the launch. This is pure gold, I'm going to tell you that much. And then finally, the last 4 episodes are interviews with some of the affiliates who crushed it. And to be clear, it's not necessarily all the top affiliates. I know we had 1, 2, 3 of them were like top affiliates, but then we have one who actually was a smaller affiliate, but did amazing. I mean, made like almost $20,000, I think, with a tiny, tiny list. So let me just say this. If you're an affiliate manager and you kind of think I don't need to listen to those interviews, you absolutely do. There's so much you can learn and share with your affiliates from hearing what worked for them. And if you're an affiliate and you're thinking, well, these, this isn't for me. These are all big affiliates. I'm too small. No, you still want to listen, because there are lessons in here that even some of the big affiliates did that small affiliates can do. So part 1 set the stage. Part 2 today, we're going to talk about, again, some of the biggest lessons from this launch. So let's get into it. And so today I've got 10 tabs open on my computer to share some lessons specifically from the Facebook group. These are lessons that we shared with affiliates, lessons that comments that we responded to some of their questions, and some of the lessons they shared, which goes back to the final thing that I shared last time, which is use the Facebook group, because you will get so much from the partner Facebook group if you're in there. You'll get connections. You'll find affiliates. You'll find partners. You'll find people to interview on their podcast or in their membership. You'll find friends. You'll find mastermind people to connect with. Here's an idea. How about you reach out if you're 25th on the leaderboard, how about you reach out to everybody from 20th to 30th and see if you can join a mastermind? What a great idea, right?
Is that a bonus lesson right there?
Yeah.
You're all starting out with a bonus again.
Starting out with a bonus again, baby. Guys, just use the Facebook group. So I'm just going to go in this here in chronological order of when I opened them, not necessarily when I posted them, but I saved them here. So here's a great lesson. We sort of talked about this last time. I'm just going to read a little bit of what I posted. I just talked or chatted with most of our top 20 affiliates. 12 of the top 15 are either calling prospects, recording personal videos to prospects, or sending personal texts or Facebook messages to prospects. So we shared last time, right? This is what the top affiliates are doing. My question is this: what are you doing? So I said, Let's do the math. If you record 40 videos for your top 40 prospects and they take 2 minutes each, that's 80 minutes. Add in a 10-minute break. I know I need one, and that's 90 minutes. 90 minutes can make you 3, 5, or even 10 sales. If you make just 5 sales, that's $4,000, or roughly half of what the average American makes in a month. I mean, actually, it's a little bit more than that. Like the average American makes about, I believe, $5,000 a month. So you're going to make 80% of what the average American makes in a month in 90 minutes. Like, if I were me, I'd be all over this opportunity. Let me know how I can help. All right. And then we saw in the comments, like, you know, people, Jai posted and said, Jai, I'm in. Thanks for coming back for me. High five. Like, she was reaching out to people individually. Jessica Brown, I individually emailed and Facebook message. Michelle Caruana posted, and she had a picture of her whiteboard. She's recording bomb videos, and it says, "Hi, Melanie." She's holding up this little whiteboard that says, "Hi, Melanie," and recording that. And so, guys, this is super powerful. Do it. I can teach it to you all day long, but I'm going to tell you right now, nothing just beats that little bit of hustle. Little bit of hustle. Second thing I posted was, we're talking about the very end, and I sent this, to the partners in the Facebook group, and a little bit of rah-rah at the beginning that I'll skip for you, but I just, I just said, hey, like the emails tonight. So this was posted at 8:36 at night. So it's 6.5 hours left. The emails tonight can account for 10% or more of your total sales. So remember that when we're talking about deadlines, guys, the cart was open for this for almost 5 days. 5 days times 24 hours is 120 hours. And yet, so the last 6 hours realistically should only account for 5% of sales, but they ended up accounting for 12.7% of all sales. I was actually a little bit off. I didn't think they'd quite count for that much. I thought they'd count for about 10%, 11%, 12.7% of all sales. That's 250% more than they should be counting for in terms of they should be 5%. And I shared my magic midnight mover email. And as I said, let me tell you, or as I posted in there, let me tell you about this email. I've used it for years in affiliate promos. Every single time it produces results. So we send this at midnight Eastern or a couple minutes after. And, people wait until the last minute, right? Bottom line, this email works. So send it at midnight Eastern. I gave 4 subject lines, and we'll include this copy. We will include this text for you guys. So you can, we're just going to give you a copy paste, version of this. A couple subject lines you could use: "You still up?" or "Midnight." Did you miss Tribe? Don't turn into a pumpkin, right? And I say it's midnight Eastern. When I do that, by the way, that means all caps. You might have thought that you missed the deadline for Tribe, but I have good news. You didn't. The deadline to join for 2021 is at midnight Pacific. I just triple checked, and that means you have 3 hours to join Tribe, or you miss out for an entire year. That is way too long to wait to create a business built on recurring revenue. So don't wait. Take a moment to learn more and join before it is truly too late. Click here to join, yada, yada. That email moved people in this launch just like it always does. That email flat out works.
I have seen this in my own promotions. I've seen it as we've run affiliate promotions. And it's always funny because they seem a little skeptic to actually send that email. But there was one affiliate this time whom, when she posted in the Facebook group, she said, I was so afraid to send this email. I sent it anyway. And 5 of my sales came in the last hour um, of promotion. Like, I'll see if I can find it here in my notes. But
Dude,
oh my
that's
gosh,
awesome.
I think I screen clipped
Man,
that
I want to
'cause
see that. I don't know that I sent that or saw that. While you're looking that up, tip number 3. This is from Jai Stone. She posted this after the launch and said, "Reduce your refund rate." Just thought I'd share how I started to immediately engage my subscribers or my registrations. Most of the list is standard business practices, but there might be a nugget for someone. So, number 1, all of my affiliates for the past week included instructions to retrieve bonuses along with my affiliate enrollment link. So you're conditioning your audience. Number two, the instructions had them forward their registration receipt to my team. This also helped me see three folks that didn't show up on my ledger. These are people that that said they bought. They contacted the tribe team and got added. Okay, so that's a great strategy there. Make sure they send the receipt. Number three, on day two of Open Card, I emailed all the current registrations, thanking them and provided next steps. So she's already engaging them. I mean, we're only 2 days into Open Cart. Like there's still plenty of time left. Number four, on the day after cart closed, I sent their first bonus link. We talked about that in the last lesson when we delivering bonuses, right? Number five, there's also a private Facebook group just for them with a welcome video. They are engaging with each other already. All right, they're out, now they're engaging in their private community. And number five, she said she posted two number fives, but I think she meant number six. I posted a thread encouraging them to introduce themselves and find a tribe accountability partner within that small group. Accountability partners, like you're going to get actual results. They're going to see more results in the first 2 weeks of tribe than they usually see when they buy an online course and go through it for months. Why? Because they got the accountability partner. I want them to feel connected and committed right away. And some of the comments, this is gold. Um, such great suggestions, Stu said. Thank you for the way you continue to show up and serve. Very grateful for your leadership and support, and a ton of other comments, guys. This is this is a great way to reduce your refund rate.
All right, so I just found this post and it says, "Listen to Matt McWilliams, you guys. His advice pushed me to send my 5th email in the last 48 hours. I sent one at midnight Eastern, which sounded silly, and made at least 5 sales in that last hour." I do.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I
But
mean, and the numbers show up. Like, she was in. Let me pull that up real quick. It's over here. She was in 11th place with about 9:30, 10 o'clock p.m. and finished in 8th. I mean,
right,
that's the difference. Let me pull up the numbers. That is the difference between no prize money and $750. Okay.
uh-huh.
More importantly, it's the difference between like 11th place and like, hey, you don't even get your picture on the leaderboard, and you get a picture on the final leaderboard. Like, I mean, these are big things. Like, she's 11th place to 8th places. I'm seeing as a little bit more of a leader in this community with the other affiliates. Like,
Yeah,
that's a big deal. And I'm looking at it. I mean, she went, if we look at number of sales, separated 13th from 8th, 7 sales. So 5 sales. I mean, that could have been the difference, that's a pretty big I just funny. I had that post. Yeah, listen to Matt McCoy. I had
oh, is
that
that the
post
next one?
open. Yeah, I had it open already. I didn't even realize that. That is too funny. Um, yeah, that is awesome. 5th email in 48 hours, midnight Eastern, made at least 5 sales. Boom. That is too cool. So here's a lesson that I shared. Um, and the title of this post was "Feel Like You're Promoting Too Much." So it's a little bit of a long one, and I'll include the text for this, for you guys, so you can actually, just read this if you want to. But I'll break it down, here a little bit. I just talked about, like, if you feel like you're promoting too much, if you're getting, um, I posted this right before the card opened, and I just, there's three things, right? There's the tactical, there's the mindset, and there's the strategy. And so, from a tactical perspective, we already talked about this in the last, recap. Give them an opt out. Okay, give them an opt out. So I don't need to go back into that, right? On the mindset side, you know, promoting a lot can be tough on your psyche. Like, it's especially if you've never really done like big affiliate promotions or done any affiliate promotions before. Um, like, we feel like, oh my gosh, I'm burdening people. I tell
Yeah,
people, the example I often give, that you've probably, many of you have heard me talk about, is like, if you found your new favorite restaurant, you would tell everybody. You'd be like, oh my gosh, I gotta call my sister, tell her about this. Like, oh my gosh, this restaurant's unbelievable. I gotta tell everybody. That's how we do. Like, we find something that we had a positive experience with, and we want everybody to know about it. So if you've actually been through the course you're selling, or you've used the product you're selling, it's impacted you, then be confident, right? Yeah, I said this in the thing. Like, the same is true here. You aren't overwhelming your audience, you're encouraging them. This is why we share the tactical part first, right? Because if someone doesn't click, if they click the opt out, You don't have to worry about offending or overwhelming them. If they do not click it, they either haven't read your email, they've been busy, life's gotten in the way, or they're still interested. Either way, another email is always a good idea. And then third is, the strategy side. And so I shared this email, which we'll share from this post here. um, I say don't shy away from openly addressing that you acknowledge that you're promoting a lot, right? And I shared this email where, you know, um, I sent a couple of years ago, and the subject line was "Tired of stew yet?" I think this was right before you came on board, Robbie, when I sent this email, and I don't think
I
we sent it
remember
the last
getting
couple of
this
years.
email. Yeah.
We didn't send it, the last couple of emails or the last couple of years, but it's like, hey, are you tired of me talking about stew? Well, here's why I'm talking about stew, and we'll include the text so you can use this email. That's how you continue to promote with confidence, and like a kind of aggressiveness. You know, um, here's a really cool post from Michelle that I thought was real. Michelle, yes, it is pronounced Caruana. When I asked her like the very first time training, I was like, "How do you pronounce your name?" She's like, "It's like marijuana." So I always got a crip out of, or a trip out of that. This is just so cool. She said, "Hey, just wanted to hop in here and share something while it's fresh on my mind. I had a scheduled live Q&A video at 10:30 Eastern in my pop-up group for people going through Stu's workshop with about 70 of my leads in it. I've been doing this twice a day. Things did not go as planned, lol. Usually I can depend on iPads to babysit my kids during quick videos, but for whatever reason, I ran out of luck today and had to answer questions through snack making, toddler rocking and consoling, and my dog loudly chewing on a water bottle. It's like, I really wanted to just slam my laptop shut at multiple points during the live, but I powered on and answered every question for an agonizing 38 minutes, but I kept a smile on my face. After it ended, I sobbed, which is really unlike me, literally sobbed. But since then, not even an hour later, I got so many comments thanking me for still showing up and answering questions and not cutting my life short, even though it was messy, very messy. I got a lot of DMs too saying my answers gave them a lot of clarity and that they needed to hear what I said. So even if you're like me and have zero childcare right now, currently on a 4-month vacation across the country with my family, blah, 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 and you feel like you're not perfectly polished when you show up, do it anyway. People love the real, and your people love you. Don't let it deter you from showing up as much as possible this week.
That was one of
Um,
the coolest things with Michelle was that
yeah.
she was so real all the time, in everything she did. And this goes back
Mhm.
to what we talked about last month, right? With showing up. And she just showed up like few affiliates I had seen in this promotion.
Yeah. I mean, it's a powerful lesson there, guys. You don't have to be polished. You don't have to be um, like perfect. And you know what? If I'll tell you the best video that we did during the launch for affiliates. I was announcing the winners, and my son came down, and he's like, "Dad," and he's like crawling up, and I'm like, "Hey, say hey, hi." But then he's like, making noise, and all of a sudden one of his toys goes off, and then when it's like time to celebrate, I'm like, "Hey, dude," I was like, "Hey, you want to celebrate?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, there's a because everybody should have one of these in their office, right? There's a box of party hats and like the little whatever those things are called. And like, I'm like, grab some of that. So he comes over, he's got like 3 hats on, and he's like, burp. I'm like, and the burp, I'm like, not yet, bud. you know. So guys, in the winter, burp. I'm like, Giovanni, we're doing the burp after I announce the winner. But they loved it. Who wouldn't? He's cute, right? He's an adorable 5-year-old. So, like just embrace that kind of stuff. It was fun. We ended up just having a blast. And he was, I tell you what, that's the thing. He talked about that. That was like 2 weeks ago that video happened. He still talked about that video for like a week later that he got to work with Daddy. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it going to be something he remembers when he's 30? Probably not. But you know what? It was worth it. So, um, Belinda asked a question I thought was really cool because it led to something that you guys will definitely want to use. Said this was on April 23rd, so the day after the first day of the workshop. Cart is not open for like 10 days. Well, that didn't take long. I'm already getting repeated messages that sound like, how much will Tribe cost? How do you suggest we respond? So here's what I wrote. And, I'm gonna share this with you guys. Um, First, when this happens, you have someone who is probably at a 6 to an 8 on a 10-point scale. Okay. So we talk about we got to get them from a 0 to a 10. Um,
Mhm.
like we're constantly progressing from where they started. So they started at a 0, maybe upwards of a 2 or a 3, and we got to get them to a 10 to buy. That's a good thing. Nobody asks about the cost of something they have no interest in buying. Okay. Just for the record, I don't care how much the house across the street from us costs because I don't want to buy it. Actually, I do care because it affects our home values. Now I think about it, a bad example. Okay. Um, I have no, I have no interest in knowing how much any Kias cost. Okay. I have no interest in buying a Kia, you know? So just as an example, I don't care. So they have a number in their head. It might be $100, might be $500, might be 5,000. You don't know. The idea here is to build up value first, then reveal the price, which is what the workshop is all about, right? It builds up that value. So I wrote that when I answer something like this so early, I avoid answering it publicly, is because anybody who's at a 4 just says, nope, that's too high, and they're gone. They haven't
Mhm.
established value and demand. Okay. So we can't answer it publicly. We respond like, hey, I DM'd you about this. Um, and then we go from there. If it's an email, you don't have to worry about that. And then I gave them an example you know, of what I, would say. So first off, let me say that Tribe was worth more than blank times what I invest in it. So for us, I'd say it's probably worth more than 100 times what I invest in it just in the first year. No matter what you pay for something, especially a course that helps you grow a business, it's all about the ROI, return on investment. It changed my business and changed my life in the following ways. And then I would list the ways that it's changed your life. And we've heard from countless others who it's done the same or similar for. Stu started off by only teaching what he teaches now in Tribe in private, small group, and one on one settings. These lessons would cost tens of thousands of dollars. That's value. Okay. Establishing or anchoring the price and help numerous entrepreneurs build 6 and 7 figure year memberships. Now he wants to help as many people as possible achieve the same results, and not only and the only way to do that is with a course which costs a fraction of what his private workshop costs. Personally, I think his free workshop that is going on right now is the second best training on earth for memberships. That's important, but the best one is the Tribe experience itself, which you can join. And now I tell them the price. I've established the value. You can join for $397 a month for 6 months, or $1997 one time. And then at the end, we talk more about the impact that it made on you and others, and how it's more than worth the investment. And of course, lots of people. Paul joked you should teach affiliate marketing. Um, you know, the second best training. That's an important thing, right? But yeah, that's that's how you answer price when people are asking really, 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 really early. I'm going to share this lesson last from Diane. So here's something. Robbie, did you have anything to add there? Sorry.
No, I think that you can't just come out and smack people with a price.
Yeah.
Even
Even if they're
though
asking,
even like I've been a customer and I'm like, just give me the bottom line. I just want to know, first off, is this within my budget? Second off is, do I think the value is there?
Mhm.
Um, and that second part is the key there. You have to show your customer or potential customer the value is there. And the way that weave that story, like, you're still giving me the price, which
Mhm.
I appreciate, but you led me there, right?
Yeah.
So make sure you answer their question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
if you go through that whole story and don't tell me the price, I'm gonna be a little peeved at you.
Yeah. Yeah. But if they have a higher price in mind, you already won.
Hmm.
And if they have a lower price in mind, then you've built it up. Hopefully, at least somewhere in the vicinity of where the actual price is.
Exactly.
This third to last one here is just a reminder: if you've actually been through a course, or if you've used the product, that's your superpower. I posted this to the partners and just said, before we enter the final 16 hours or so, I wanted to share something with you. It's your superpower. and your secret weapon today. It's something only truly something only you have, and that's your experience with Tribe. That gives you a huge, massive, unbeatable advantage. You have a unique story about your experience with whatever the product is. And then I just say, so I want to encourage you to share that with your audience. Don't focus on the swipe copy, don't focus on the facts. Focus on your experience, focus on your transformation, focus on what it did for you. A few years back, I took a course from Michael Hyatt called 5 Days to Your Best Year Ever. Literally changed my life. So I told my tribe about it. I wrote from my experience. I told my story. And my second year promoting it, I made $19,991 in commissions with a list of under 2,000 people. I finished in third place. Blah blah blah. I said that is the power of personal story. So for the next 16 hours, and this is true for the whole launch, tell your story, be open, be bold, be you, and good things will come even with a small list. If you have experience with the product, talk about it, share it openly. People will be very, very attracted to that. Second to last thing I want to share, I think I've got 3 or 4 takeaways here that I posted in the Facebook group. Um, on the Friday before cart open, we did a ladies only mastermind, and I was the only. I was ironic that I organized it, and it was. I was like, because one of my missions is to really kind of like give some diversity, especially on the gender spectrum to affiliate promotions like this, and so it was. I was like, let's just get together, just the ladies, and mastermind. But I got to be there because it's my Zoom room, and I'll kind of lead you guys. And so it ended up being really cool because when I look at the final leaderboard, at that particular time, only like 4 of the top 20 were female. I mean, female winner, third place, fourth place, sixth place, eighth place, 10th place, 11th place, 12th place, 13th, 14th, 19th, and 20th. So I think 12 of the final top 20 ended up being female. So I'll just say this worked. And so here are a few of the takeaways from that. Um, from Marisa Ann Cummings, she doing a Q&A right after each of the workshops, how important that was. She would schedule them for when she knew they could be. So based on, okay, the lives are going to be about 2 hours. So we'll schedule them like an hour after that. So we're going live at, I think at 2 each day was when Stu went live. So she scheduled them for 5. She would do a Q&A. And so she would start addressing objections and answering questions before they became an obstacle to joining Tribe.
Mhm.
From Michelle, I sort of touched on this earlier, but she was using BombBomb. You can use BombBomb, you can use Bonjoro. There's probably a half a dozen other services out there you could use to send videos to her most engaged audience. So again, these could be defined like we talked about last month. If you missed that, go back and watch. Um, you know, it could be defined by different parameters, but like who are my most engaged people? And then you just do like she would do like this 1 or 2 minute video saying, "All right, Stu's going live tomorrow. Here's what it's about. Here's something to look for, or here's what he just did. Here's what to look for." Great strategy. And then from Stacy Nicole, she we talked about this a little bit last time, but um, helping each other out. And so one of the
Mhm.
strategies we shared that worked really well with our affiliates was like get with some other affiliates, get with other students if it's a course, get with other buyers from that Facebook group, and go live on the last day or the day before the last day, sometime when there's not like the main live cast. So with Tribe, the main live cast was on Tuesday. So go live on Wednesday or Thursday and have like a few other people on, and do like a big live cast on your own. And so have some people who've been through the course or bought the product, some other affiliates, and just like almost like work with each other. There's something about like I remember we did one for PLF a while back. I think you were on the team then, Robbie.
I was, yeah.
And
I
I
was just
said,
gonna bring
Timby,
this up.
yeah, I said, Timby, what would you say to somebody who's on the fence about buying PLF? And she's like, just pull out your card and buy. There's something about me saying that as, a middle-aged white guy versus Timby, who's an African American female. And it just came across differently. And we had like 2 people in the chat, like, okay, I bought. Like I might not have been able to communicate. Hearing her story and this other
Yeah,
different,
and how she moved
divergent
from
stories.
Zimbabwe and, like,
Yeah.
her whole immigrant story and how she built her business and, like, using this model, like, it connected with people. You never know where you're going to connect with somebody,
Hmm.
and that connection can come at any time.
Yeah. And so that was a powerful lesson that a lot of partners ended up using very effectively. The last lesson here, and I love ending on this one. I think this is so awesome from Diane Spadola. Um, she said, total honesty here, is it odd that I'm having more fun promoting Tribe than any time I've ever promoted anything for myself? Makes me wonder, it makes me wonder if, maybe I should be doing like a community manager or something, right? I've had 4 private phone conversations, okay, going back to that, with potential tribers, and they all joined. Okay, by the way, phone calls, yeah, you're closing like close to 100%. I close about 80% of phone calls into high ticket courses. That's 100% conversions, even if they didn't all join in a link. Way better than my own membership. What's with that? I know it's the messaging, the messaging, the messaging. I'm having so much fun preaching the tribe gospel. And the lesson there is, yeah, have fun. Have fun and do the things that it takes and learn the lessons. Diane was like, and we saw this over and over, Robbie, this, like, people were having fun. They were having fun in the Facebook group. They were having fun cheering each other on. They were having fun making sales. They were having fun getting leads. They were having fun participating in the actual Facebook group of the launch. Not just the partners Facebook group. They were having fun on the trainings. They were having fun on our strategy calls. They were having fun writing the email copy, doing their posts, running ads, like, I don't know, everything about this. They were having fun. And you look at the leaderboard, those are the people who succeeded, or the ones that you could just
Exactly.
tell this was fun. This was fun for them. And it also just happened they had a lot of fun and made tens of thousands of dollars in some cases, or hundreds
Right.
of thousands. So but they looked at it and they just had fun. And every lesson you learn in promoting Tribe or anything as an affiliate, you can apply to promoting your own products. There are emails that people tried in this they never would have tried on their own thing, but they worked, and they're going to try them on their own stuff. There are strategies that they, you know, take the one we talked about, your hot prospects. You could do the same in your own. Go into your own list and identify who are the people who attended all 3 days and clicked the sales page, and send them an email saying, hey, give me a call. You know, like, you can do the same thing outside of affiliate promotions, but you can use affiliate promotions as your testing ground and have
Yeah,
some fun. That's super
love it.
important. You should be enjoying this, guys. I hope I stressed that enough. So, Robbie, any last words from you as we wrap up another awesome, I believe, backstage pass?
No, looking at my notes, like, uh, talked about how to talk about price, how to use your superpower and your
Hmm.
story, and how to have fun. Like, if you're, uh, that's the basics. Rule number one: don't promote crap. Rule number two and three: share your story and have fun. If
Yep.
you're doing those three things, there's no way that you cannot not be successful as an
You
affiliate.
can't not, cannot not be successful. Not.
Exactly. You're going to be successful if
There you
you
go.
do those three things.
Yep. So, guys, have fun and do that. I mean, we shared about 20 takeaways, all of which are more, all of which you can apply pretty much right away. So do that. All right, that was awesome, right? If your brain is buzzing with ideas right now, that's good. It means your brain's working. That's the good news. Your brain is working. Um, if your brain is just buzzing with ideas, like I said, that's good because you have, I don't know. There's just so much good stuff in there. So my advice to you would be to pick one thing and implement it. Just one. Implement it in your next promo. Then, take good notes, of course. Come back and you can implement other stuff, but focus on one thing in your next promo. If you want to see the exact email that we use to bring in those last minute waves of sales, text, we call it the Midnight Mover email, by the way. Just text the word midnight to 260-217-4619, and I'll send it straight to your phone. Again, 260-217-4619. As always, you can text me there about anything as well. If you got questions, ideas, suggestions, if you have questions, that you want answered on the podcast, that's usually how I answer questions these days, is on the show. So text me. You can also, of course, go to asktheaffiliateguy.com and ask there. Lastly, don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't yet, so you don't miss the rest of this series. The next episode is a bonus one. As I mentioned at the top of the show, you're going to love it. So hit subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you then. Thank you so much for listening today. If you know someone who would benefit from hearing this episode, make sure to share it with them. And if you have a question, you can ask it at asktheaffiliateguy.com. Questions make my best episode, and it's a great way to get featured right here on the podcast. And if you're loving what you're hearing, please take a moment to leave a rating and review. That helps others find this content so we can all benefit from it. See you soon.